A month ago, the combined market cap of the S&P 500 was 49.81 trillion. Today, it's about 47.55 trillion. So within the space of a month, the S&P 500 lost 2.3 trillion. Now, why did it lose that much? Because of the Trump tariffs. It's not because of anything happening in America. The American economy is good. We've just seen the Department of Labor and Statistics, they've given out the job numbers. Inflation is good. So it's the Trump tariffs. And how do we know this? Because we know that about 2 weeks ago, when Trump eased tariffs on the rest of the world, we saw what happened. The stock market recalculated and corrected itself, and then we had a bump of about 500 to 600 billion. Now that money went into people's pocket. If you recall, at the White House, Trump was boasting with his friends. He was saying, oh, that's Charles Schwab, he made 2.5 billion, and that one made 800 million, and that one made 1.8 billion. The money went into people's pocket. Now, how did it go into their pockets? Because they knew that the market had gone down, and so they invested when the market had gone down, because they knew it was going to come back up. It's just like a yo-yo. If you take a yo-yo down, it's going to come back up. And how do we know this? Because we have more than 100-year history for the stock market, and so we can index it. So Trump is a businessman, got a businessman at the White House. I made money from the dip in the market, and then when Trump eased the tariffs on the rest of the world. But the main culprit of those tariffs was China. It wasn't the rest of the world, it was China. Now, something has happened. Yesterday, Trump said, okay, they're going to be negotiating with China. Today, China has actually confirmed that they are in negotiations with Trump over the tariffs. Now, President Xi cannot afford to keep the trade war going with the United States. He cannot, because he has to keep his job by virtue of making sure that China grows. If China is not growing, the Communist Party are going to kick him out. So we know that there's going to be a resolution. Either the tariffs are going to be reduced from 145%, or they are going to be taken away completely after some concessions are made by China. So how can you make money? Get into the Magnificent Seven now. Get into the Magnificent Seven now. If you look at crypto, I told my subscribers, I've got the most subscribers on the African continent on X. I told my subscribers, look, when Chainlink was 11, when Bitcoin Cash was 325, and when Bitcoin had fallen to about 75,000, I told them, buy these things, these cryptos are all going to come back. And I was right. Today, all my subscribers have made mucho dinero, lots of money. So I'm telling you, watching me right now, because of this announcement by Trump and the confirmation by China, now is the time to get into the S&P 500, and not just any stocks in the S&P 500. Get the Magnificent Seven. What are the Magnificent Seven? You got Apple, Microsoft, Meta, Alphabet. Alphabet is the parent company for Google. And then you got Amazon, you got NVIDIA, you got Tesla. Now, these are the Magnificent Seven. These are the largest corporations in the S&P 500. The S&P 500 is an index of the 500 largest corporations in America by market cap. Now, I will be careful about investing in Tesla because of all of the political fallout from Elon Musk and the DOGE, Department of Government Efficiency. So we don't really know. There's some kind of iffiness around Tesla. And when there is, not clarity, I don't like to invest. But all of the other 6 S&P 500 stocks, invest in them. By the time America and China reach a trade deal, it's going to be too late. The stock market, that 2.3 trillion that was lost, is going to be regained, and probably the stock market is going to get to the S&P 500 at least. It's going to get to 50 trillion, and the time for making money will be lost. Act now. This is Renan Mokri, the Apostle of Prosperity. Thank you for watching, and may God bless you.